So ma'am, to you, what is suicide?
It depends. No, there are different kinds of suicide, but suicide would be um, you inflicting harm on yourself, whether physically or socially, as long as it kills a part of you or your entire being.
I see. So what are the main causes of suicide for you?
Main causes of suicide. For me, suicide um, is yes affected by external factors, but still mostly it's your perception of things. So you cause yourself harm. It's more your reaction to whatever is happening around you. What causes suicide would be lack of understanding of who you really are and lack of self-confidence, being very insecure and not being able to communicate to people. With
Well,
people.
well said. What are the effects of suicide for you?
Death. Primarily, I think it's death. Suicide, but aside from death, of course, suicide would affect people around you. So it would make them question why they were not able to help you or why you did not feel like you can approach them for help. And other effects would be people being depressed too because they were not able to see through you or to communicate with you. They were not able to make you feel special or they were not able to make you feel that you are worth the space you are occupying on earth.
Why do you think those people choose to commit suicide instead of fixing their problem?
Because they are losers. No, because they give up. They choose to commit suicide because it seems easier. Suicide, I think people who commit suicide think that their problems would end instantly, that there is no life after this. And suicide is an escape. It's more of escaping your current situation. That is why people commit suicide.
So, in your opinion, what is your stand on suicide?
I am against suicide. No matter how many times I plan my own suicide, I know I will never commit it. Because suicide is giving up. And giving up is quitting. And I do not want to know someone. Well, no, I know a lot of people who committed suicide. Two in my lifetime. But my advice would be don't quit. And there is more to life than what you are experiencing. And things never really end if they are not yet settled. Well, things fall into place in the end. If they don't fall into place, then it's not yet the end. So there is no reason to give up.
In your opinion, can committing suicide ever be right?
Can committing suicide ever be right? Oh, I think it's a cultural thing. I do not want to close doors on other cultures because my Christian belief would tell me that yes, life is precious, life is not ours to take. So, no, suicide is wrong. But I need to consider, me being me, I need to consider Japanese people who would think that suicide is honorable because you don't want to put your family to shame. That they have a different understanding of life. So for me, the wrongness or rightness of suicide would depend on how you value life, on your culture, because we are not in any position to say who's right and who's wrong, who's morally correct and who's not, because we believe in different things. Yes, there is a God. Some people would believe in that. Some cultures practice things differently. As long as there is a certain value on life, then probably that is more important than thinking of whether suicide is right or wrong.
So ma'am, like you said, you have friends who have committed suicide. But what will you do if you know someone who will attempt to commit suicide?
Well, I will do first. It's more understanding why they want to commit suicide. It's not just about stopping them. You need to understand why they want to do such a thing. And then from there, you try to convince them. You try as best as you could. If it's about life problems, then problems can always be solved. If not, they can be laughed at. So I will do as much as I can to help them through it.
So instead of committing suicide, what do you think are other ways of coping strategies to face your problems?
Laughter.
True.
Or talking to other people. Simply seeing life more than the hardships, more than your difficulties. Because, of course, there will always be those bumps along the road, but they can be overcome. So, it's not just thinking positively.
Everything is passive like that.
Not everything would pass. So, this too shall pass, and yes, we will all be fine in the end.
So how can suicide affect you as a person?
How can suicide affect me as a person? If I committed suicide, I would die.
I read that.
But you asked that already. I mean, suicide is an option for many, a choice for some. For me, it's something laughable. It's something I need to contemplate more because I do not contemplate suicide. I contemplate life. I contemplate living. Being sarcastic, being being
Mysterious.
acerbic. Yes. Daryl, question. What more? Hi. This is Tintin Tibig. Do not commit suicide unless you are sure na nabayaran nyo na yung lote na kung saan ka ililibing. Kasi kawawa naman yung matitira ng mga kamag-anak. Sila magbabayad nun. Kung magpapakamatay ka, sabi ko, di ba, subukan mo munang lunurin yung sarili mo sa isang balde ng tubig. Kung gusto mo talaga mamatay, hindi ka aahon. Pero kung hindi ka sigurado sa gagawin mo, aahon at aahon ka para huminga. Sayang. Bawal magsayang, magtipid. Okay.
So,
Ano?
Tintin, sa tingin mo,
Sige, tintin mode tayo.
sa tingin mo, ano mas maraming pakamatay? Mga lalaki o mga babae?
Palagay sa buong mundo, palagay ko mas maraming nagpapakamatay na lalaki.
Bakit?
Hindi ako sa tintin tipid.
Why,
Still
ma'am?
yun mo.
Why, Miss De Leon?
It's not about being sexist, pero it's more of what society dictated on man. That man should be strong, man should be firm. Na anything that goes against what's typical is suicidable. So, if you don't achieve your goals, you want to commit suicide. If you're gay, you want to commit suicide. If you are being bullied, you want to commit suicide. If you are not able to provide for your family, you commit suicide. A lot of burden is put on the male population. And they put so much pressure on themselves. And women, we are born to deal with difficulties. Not being sexist. Sorry.
So, that is all, ma'am. Thank you.
Kailan lumapit yung kamay mo?
Thank you, ma'am.
Wow, Han!
Ako naman.
Tama na.